$1,200,200,000,000,000.
I love that clip, man. That clip is gonna be the clip of the night, man. Anytime someone says, "Yo, this guy's killing it," all someone's gotta say, "How much that guy worth?" Just one of you guys, just say that.
I need to get that in my favorites for videos on Twitter, so I can clap back to Chelsea and Man U fans when they bring him up next round. But
as soon as they bring it up to Joe, that's all they're gonna see.
Over $1,200,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,
that's literally how much the Benfica squads right now is worth right now. Who's count? Who can keep count?
Over $1,200,200,000,000,000.
That guy can keep count. That guy's got the count.
Yeah, he can.
I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some stuff too on Twitter about it. So I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one, right? Because like I feel like Gonçalo's been getting this hype for a while, even when he scored the hat trick at the World Cup, and I was just like it's weird, right? Because even if you look at his numbers for Benfica, which we can talk about in a little bit, right? He as long as he doesn't get injured, knock on wood, he'll hit 100 matches for the club too for the first team, which is phenomenal. Just from a legacy standpoint, not to see one of these guys like he who must not be named, who comes here for 13 games and leaves. I know it's more than that, right? But like he's been here for a while. 100 games.
Last season was here. You know what I mean? Is a youth product. There's a legacy. There's depth.
Yeah, and it's nice too. But like I feel like he's always gotten results more often than not. Has he missed a bunch of chances? Yes, but today's performance, it was like all the things he used to do poorly. Yeah, actually, I'm plugged in, so I'm good. But like Melo, he used to not be able to dribble. His first touch, trash.
Gonçalo. Yeah. I mean, he was. I mean, we forget.
But this is like a couple months ago.
That's what I get that. But even last year was his first year starting, right? He sat on a bench behind Darwin. He didn't get a lot of playing time in that first year on the A team. So his rookie year was last year. You know what I mean? Like if you really, to me, I'm talking about starting games. Okay, don't give me the back of it. Don't show me the back of his fucking rookie card or anything like that. I fucking get it. Okay. What I'm saying is last year he was a rookie in the league. His first chance to start every match for Benfica, coming behind a guy that went for $96 million in Darwin Núñez, who got sold to the Premier League. There's a lot of pressure on a kid like that. He got minutes, sure, but like I said, last year is his rookie year, full first year starting at striker. Then he comes into this season, and even and mind you, last year was JJ was his manager. All right, he did that. Despite that, like he grew despite having to deal with that first year.
That's a tough environment to grow in. Also,
that's what I'm saying.
Not just even Jorge, it's like where he was come from prior to Jorge. He was being called up into like a disaster.
Disaster. Yeah, that's a great point. And I wasn't even making that point. So it's even better on my end. You know what I mean? So let's go there. Let's start that. And then you go into this season and we expected him to make a jump. And I don't know how he hasn't. How has he not made a jump? How is he not worth this buyout clause right now to some team in the offseason, like you were saying, who watched his performance today and watched his season, 22 goals. You want to talk about his numbers, 22 goals on the season. How could you not? With the money inflated this way, a kid like that can easily get his trade. I mean, he's easily worth that. Just
over $1,200,000,000,000.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking
Mario,
about.
I wasn't expecting that to make me laugh as much as it did, but like you even sent it in the group before the show, right?
I love that shit.
And I've seen it before. But Melo, I was gonna say, I'll tell you who won't pay for that. Chelsea, because they can't spend any more money. That's who won't pay for it. And guess what?
No,
good.
Yeah, we don't want to.
I think
if they did, Joe, if Chelsea came knocking, even if they could, 100, you got to trigger the buyout. We all saw this tweet somebody said today, right? That he was worth $65 million. I had Benfica fans were going fucking nuts. $65 million. I seen somebody say you couldn't even buy his boot for $65 million.
Exactly, man. That's a good.
Okay, and we've tweeted and I said there's no discounts anymore. There's no discounts. Rui Costa was about to fight another president. All right, over dude, you paying the money or not? You know what I mean? Where's my money? You know what I mean? Give me my money. That's basically what it was. So this isn't a discount, and was just speaking about just Gonçalo Ramos, man. Like I mean, it's so
Yeah,
hard
that's
to
Nelson.
please us. It's so hard to please a fan base like Benfica, where everything is just about them. You know, our fandom, everything is such a bubble. It's all in a bubble. Benfica fans, we live in this Benfica bubble. So it's like we watch him all the time, and you know, I bet if you watched, like, give me another player like you can compare to him, right? Like that's
I
comparable.
mean, you could say today, and not in Portugal. You're saying just out in general. Noah
Just in
Lang from
general, yeah.
Bruges.
There
Noah
you
Lang
go.
is
I
a
mean,
great example.
and I
Good
bet
guy.
you watched him. When I watch him, I think he's amazing. But if you watched him every week, week in and week out, for 90 minutes straight, you're gonna get to pick apart a couple things from him. You're gonna get to
Hell
say, "Oh,
yeah.
he doesn't do
Well,
this well.
his
Oh, he
attitude,
doesn't
for
do that
one.
well." I mean, that's just. I mean, fuck. He's not fucking. You know, he's not R9.
Can I just want to throw a couple things out
Absolutely.
there also, just real quick. This kid, you know, he went runners up for the UEFA European Cup final, under 19, under 21. So he went to the finals of those international
Sorry.
tournaments.
Sorry for not getting y'all in the chat. You guys are making a bunch of great points
Yeah.
in the chat. I'm about to catch up.
He got the golden boot in the Euros under 19. He got the top goal scorer for the UEFA Champions League in 2019-2020. This kid has been killing it consistently throughout his youth career. And last year, again, like we said, tough year to enter. We had that push for Darwin. He still did okay out of that shadow, and today he's killing it. And what he did for Portugal at the World Cup, again, he was that surprise package. I don't want to sell him. We keep this guy unless they come up with the money. If they come up with the full money, and all of a sudden we get this crazy off,
Over $1,200,000,000,000,000,000.
fine. You give Benfica that billion, trillion, 200 million offer. It is what it is. That's a buyout.
Yeah, I think ultimately what it comes down to is, some of the people in the chat pretty much are talking just about like his growth, and like I think he's like developed a ton, but like, wait, what were you laughing at? I missed the comment.
The comment. Give me Porto in the next round.
Oh yeah. That was me. Like,
Yeah, that'd be a wild, man. That'd be
here's the
wild.
thing. I was thinking through it, right? Because I tried to think through things, and honestly, I don't think Porto will make the next round. Because they got those
It'll be
red
tough against
cards in the
Inter.
last game. Well, they lost Otavio. He got the red card last match, so he's out for this match. He got the red card. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was just accumulation of yellows, if I'm remembering correctly. But which actually, a quick aside there. So first off, I'd like Porto, but I don't think they're gonna get through. Second off, bro, how dumb is this rule that you can play 8 matches and only get 3 yellows?
I
The
know,
fact
or
that the yellow
not
card
resetting in the round of 16. If we're doing another draw, I don't understand how. I completely agree. I was thinking that
pissed me off.
I'm thinking like, don't we gotta do another draw? Like, we got the ball? You know, the ball's got to bounce again, and we're not resetting these. Like, it's so fucking stupid.
That's the thing. And like, I was looking at it because even for a second I got excited when I saw Enzo got a yellow, because I was like, oh damn, like I know but then I remembered he was suspended for the last for that Maccabi match when we scored the 6 goals, which is another reason. Honestly, that game should have been an inkling. Yes, Maccabi is a very weak competitor. You know, they were a great team. They nice fans and everything like that, and they held up PSG to 1-1 or whatever it was for a little, but everyone knew we could blow them out. What we did was still spectacular, but the fact that we did that without Enzo should have been at least a preview to what this team could be. And honestly, now you look at this, and it's funny because I saw maybe 1 or 2 tweets today about Roger Schmidt, but you look at this team, Mello. I'm sorry, we'll bring up the stat later about how this was historic. It's something we haven't done in over 50 years. But the fact that Roger Schmidt brought this team to where it is today, with the players he has, because people keep on talking about Benfica the team. I'm sorry, go through our roster, because we have some good players, but we're still punching above our weight right now.
Joe,
That's
we were 17 points. We were 17 points behind Porto last year.
Thank you.
What a turnaround.
17 points.
Turnaround of turnarounds.
17
when the groups came out.
That's I'm just on Roger, but go ahead.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about, Roger.
But real quickly, I will say this much. We've had bits of the right talent. If we go back to last year, quarterfinals of the Champions League, when we got eliminated by Liverpool, which were eventually the finalists of the tournament, we felt hard done. We felt hard done. We made mistakes.
Close.
We gifted Liverpool goals.
Yep.
We gifted them goals in the first leg, and we just narrowly missed out. And it kind of left you when it was all sudden like
Silva didn't exist though either.
Yeah, but it was a very disappointing scene. Like I said, 17 points behind, disappointing scene. But at the same time, you saw that and you go, man, if we have a few right parts, there's some magic here. We got some sauce here that we can play with.
And you know what it was for me?
Some of those right parts later on after we talk about the game. Guys like Otamendi and guys like Grimaldo are definitely going to come up in the conversation today because I don't know what the fuck is going on out there.
We got a million questions also. And you want to quickly
I will say, I kind of want to. I like to bring up some of these comments that are going in.
Yeah, that's
chat. You guys are awesome.
You're reading my mind, Joe.
Everyone must be as excited as we are too, because I've been beaming honestly. I know it's been a while since I was on, so it's a perfect show for me to come back for, admittedly. But like, this was a game where I think now it's great just to see how far we come. Where it's the evolution of Benfica fans with our coaches. Like with JJ, the lineups would come out, everyone's trashing JJ. The lineups like, oh, what's this guy doing? What's he thinking? Then we've gotten to the point now with Roger where it's like, all right, starting lineup, we're good. And then we get to halftime, we're good. Then we get to the 60th minute, we're like, all right, Roger, like this is cool. We're up like 3-0. We can make a change or two, right? Like we're through. We're up 5-0 on aggregate. But like, see, that's just how we've evolved, because now we're complaining about late game substitutions or just asking in general. Like this is a good question, and I was asking myself. I looked at this game and a million other games as quote unquote the perfect opportunity to give them their first team debuts, right? The Bacalhau brothers, as I like to call them, Sheldrup and Casper, even like guys like Rafa Rodrigues, who's been in the B team for a while now, as an outside back. Last match in the league, I thought was a good time to maybe bring him in. There have been different times, right? But all of this comes down to, I think, and as a Patriots fan, right, real quick for an American football analogy, at this point, as a Patriots fan for so long, I just trust Bill Belichick. I'll trust whatever the head coach says. And honestly, I'm starting to just get to the point where I say, you know what, this guy, Roger, it goes for all coaches, but I trust Roger in the sense that he's there in training. He sees who's putting in the effort. Shaquinho's talent is not enough to get him into any starting 11.
I think
in terms of a team like Benfica.
I just want to say real quick, Joe, I just want to jump on that. I think Roger knows that. All right, I know Roger knows that. I know Roger also knows that Arsenis isn't the left mid of the future. Okay, I love Frederick Arsenis though. I just want to say that. All right, I love Fred.
It's ironic because I actually took a shower before this, Luis. But
not like a live stream.
But
what I was saying, Mello.
Yeah.
To add on to that point, maybe like yours will come back too. It comes to the point where it's like, I trust him to give people, like, it's all in due time. Look, Sheldrup, these guys are going to get their time. It's in good time. Because ultimately, I think, I think they're going to do like they did with Lodge. They're going to wait till they win the trophy, resign him. I think they're going to resign him to a 3-4 year deal. And then I would like 5
year? I would like a 5-year deal. Yeah,
I would like 5, but we'll see.
That way, honestly, that way to me, you know what that tells me? That you're serious about this future. Like he's going to be here.
Okay, so he has 1 more year.
2-year deal. Yeah.
Which, given the last couple of coaches, makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I like a 5-year deal too because I don't think he'll last that long anyways. I think some team will come get him eventually. Like I have a feeling. I think they'd like to do that.
This is just the pinnacle to me of like this is a perfect launching pad for Benfica, because when you look at it, right, Paulo, great to see you, great to see everyone. Raining too, and Nelson, just a shout out to them
for sure.
Yeah, but
wrong Zach. You're harassing the wrong Zach.
No, I'm giving a shout out to Zach Silva, not the other Zach. Louis should get pissed at me.
What Zach?
I'm giving a shout out to all Zachs.
But like when it comes down to where we are right now, right? And I'm just gonna say the stat: the last time Benfica made 2 consecutive quarterfinals in any European like the top European competition, right? European Cup, then now became the Champions League, was 1968 to 69 when we lost to Ajax, which was that crazy Cruyff team, right? And then even when you go back even further, then you look we made like 3 straight when we were winning the titles and losing and stuff. But the whole point is we haven't done that. We haven't done that for 50 plus years. And we're the only Portuguese club to do that. Porto has never done that, right? They've done the Europa League and Champions League double, but they've never done any type of quarterfinal, 2 consecutive quarterfinal appearances. If you look it up, and Sporting, I don't even need to say Sporting because you guys already know that one. But
that kind of pisses me off, though.
what?
No, you'd hope to be more, but this is
50 fucking years.
But here's
It
the
took
thing,
a half a
like,
decade. Let's put it that way. It took
but
half
no,
a
but
decade.
Two consecutive years. There have been times where we've gotten to finals, like final, we lost, then nothing the next year, like a round of 16 or group stage, and then final.
Yeah.
So like, we are like that's why they consider us a
like pretty much
like a European giant.
When I look at Benfica, there's a table I saw.
Purge the team too. You're right. Yeah. There's a lot of purging that goes along.
But there is a table I saw which was blaring, where if you looked at from the 60s onward, every decade, Benfica were in the finals of the Champions League at least 3 times. Like it was like we were there. Like 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 1990, right. And then Vietnam. All of a sudden, I think 95 was quarterfinals, and then we hit that dark period from 95.
Well, that was the Vietnam time, right? Like everyone,
that's Vietnam time, yeah.
But this is big. It's good money from a sponsorship standpoint.
Vietcong ain't never been nothing to me.
Yeah. But like, you know what?
Shout out to the GOAT.
We're getting good cash for going to the quarterfinals. You guys know how much money we're getting in the quarterfinals?
72.
Over $1.2 billion.
I wasn't ready for
I don't know why I don't know that shit's coming.
I don't either.
I think it's like 70 million though, right?
I know that's a whole kit and caboodle. You get $10 million for popping into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's just for the quarterfinals though.
Just to show up.
Like we get like 40 million for making the group
haven't we
stage.
made 70?
Yeah,
we've made 70 million in the Champions League so far.
Yeah, so this gets 71. You're right. Yeah. So 71 million
like
is where
71 mil. My boy.
But here's the thing.
That's like, imagine when you sell a player $71 million, that's a serious transfer.
Oh yeah. What I'm saying is like, but you look at it next year too, and knock on wood, unless shit really hits the fan, we've pretty much guaranteed another 40 million.
Over $1.2 billion.
I usually like. I just in such a good mood today that's like never gonna bother me.
It won't bother me. It won't bother
me.
But
like, but like what I was gonna say, Mario, was like if you finish in first place and you automatically qualify, we don't need the qualifying round, right? Like we're gonna get that 40 million
guaranteed cash. Exactly.
Hey, you know how much are we gonna get when we win it?
Oh, I think it's like 20.
Like,
well, no. It's over 100 for sure. Because actually, if you look at per round, like I know that Mario, like you said, it's like 10 million to get to the next round.
We're gonna sell 2 Enzos this year, ain't we?
And then here's the thing too. When you look at it, like if you win a match, that's why it's so big. It's not just big advancing. Like last year, when you look at the path we've made, we're at the same point as last year, but we've won every single game except for 2 that we drew. And you still get money with draws. You only don't get money if you lose, quote unquote, right? You're still getting revenue in other ways, TV revenue, all this other stuff. But just like the game prizes, like the cash prizes for winning, we're doing better than ever.
I tell you, think of the United Emirates with the Fly Emirates on our kit. We see this. Quarterfinals last year, quarterfinals this year, lots of headlines. Benfica is the top goal-scoring team in all of Europe right now. As of today, until the other matches play out, we are the best. We're bigger than Real Madrid, bigger than Liverpool, bigger than any team this season for goals. That's a fact. That gets you on headlines.
Until Napoli score next game. But right now we are.
But for now, Napoli's going to draw a 0-0 draw, at Italiano mod, where they're going to just do a very 0-0 boring match.
You got a question down there.
Yeah.
Over $1.2 billion.
I'm gonna milk this fucking clip. That clip. I'm gonna use that clip for every Chelsea or City fan that talks about signing Ramos, and then they're gonna see the 150 buyout clause, and like that's crazy. I'm gonna be like, you guys are out to lunch. That's not the clause. I'm just gonna post that fucking thing out there because that guy knows.
I
think we win this. We're all flying Emirates. We win this year.
Yeah.
All the Benfica. We're all Benfica.
Benfica after 90s flying Emirates.
Benfica after 90s flying Emirates. I'll tell you that. Y'all want to talk about the game?
Hell yeah, let's do it. I mean,
there's so much worth talking about. I think it's worth talking about the match.
I think it is. I got a couple things. I'll just real quick give a whole snapshot. So before the game, pre-match, just to let you guys know, Benfica have never lost in 10 previous home games against the Belgian side in all competitions. The 8 wins and 2 draws, winning each of the last 6 in a row. So we are coming into this game like, history's already looking good for us. Other than that, I mean, Benfica have won their last 3 UEFA Champions League games. The last winning more consecutively in the European Cup Champions League in 1989 and 1990. So Roger Schmidt, man, is just he's making history. He's lighting it up. He's making history, man. Also, too, let's see. Before this season, there have been 45 instances of a team winning by 2+ goals away from the first leg of the UEFA Champions League knockout stage tie. Benfica did at Club Brugge. Just one of those previous 45 sides were eliminated, with PSG going out at Manchester United in 2018-19. So again,
real quick, are we allowed sharing the news, or he told us?
No. I just said stay tuned because it's not public. I think until the end of the week.
We got a public
big news. Big news for our boy Ethan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you even know it. Oh
yeah. Though I just know VAR. You know, that's what I was like. Is that it?
Yeah.
You're so lost. The big news.
So many messages.
Like, what's the big news? And then I get no VAR. I'm like, that's not fucking. That's not.
You got to scroll up 150 messages.
150 messages.
Yeah,
I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys break it if he gave you guys the insight.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you. I'll give you guys a hint what his contract that he signed is worth.
Over $1.2 billion.
So check this out, man. So Benfica today, obviously round of 16, leg 2 of 2. We come into the game today up 2-0, winning in Belgium. We win the match 5-1. Goals from Rafa Silva in the 38th, Gonçalo Ramos with a brace, João Mario penalty kick, and David Neres 77th minute. David Neres is just this guy's a fucking he just scores goals, man. He just scores goals off the bench. He just comes in and just damn. I just love the guy. I love him. I gotta meet his weed man. I'll tell you that right now because he is at a high right now. I'll tell you, and I don't want him to come down.
So far, Mello, in this stat, I saw this, by the way. I got to give a shout out to Information Glorious. It's just spelled just like that, all one word on Instagram. They're a great account in terms of it's a Portuguese account, but like pretty much everything they post is stats. And after games like this, when guys score or get an assist, sometimes they'll toss out just their numbers for Benfica in all competitions. So I love it, right? Because I actually used to track this personally just as a side hobby, but, kind of fell off. But so he was saying how Neres has 35 games playing for Benfica so far. In those 35 games, I want you to guess how many goals and then assists he has. And then it says the minutes, but, the minutes are irrelevant. Just take a guess, Mello. How many goals and assists?
I want to say what, like, I'm thinking like 7 and 7, 7 and 7, something like that.
I was going to guess 7 and 11. Mario?
I cheated. I was bringing up the thing to share with the people. So
okay.
I'm just going to go spoil it now.
Right. Yeah. But like when I saw these stats, I said he has 10 goals. Actually, yeah. So Inform Glorious too on Twitter too. They're good. I got them up on Instagram right now. But yeah, I saw those numbers, Mello, and I'm like, but this guy too, he was a starter, then he kind of got hurt, and now he's a bench player. But even in the last match with Brugge, he had 2 great goals. One got called off for offside, but like he came in and he was like a bullet. He was pissed too. Remember that last game when he came in? Yeah. He was like beefing with the center backs, and then he just went out there and blasted one in. But this guy
didn't they push him down and shit? There was some shit going on.
They were trying to beef with him. But like when you look at this guy, Mario, we got this guy and Gonçalo Guedes as 2 bench players. You look at them if you were to tell me 3 years ago,
Gonçalo Guedes didn't even play today, did he?
He's injured. Coming back from injury.
I'm gonna use a throwback real quickly. There's a player
did that today without him too.
Yeah,
I'm saying with so many people. That's what I'm saying. Look at that bench. Look how deep our bench is now. Sorry, Mario.
No. What I was gonna say is a few years ago we had Salvio, a well-liked player. Right. He wasn't putting up those numbers.
Did you guys know that Salvio plays in Mexico? Did y'all know that?
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
I'm sitting at my girlfriend's parents' house,
I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Leon. Yeah. I'm sitting over there and I'm thinking, and I keep hearing the guy say Toto Salvio, and I'm like, no way, no.
He's like that. He's under the cartels after he murdered his wife. Remember, he killed a wife with the car?
That's right.
Yeah, he had to make it look like the cartels.
I ran her over. I remember. Who was that? That was Nick. That was Nick. Free Salvio, man.
This is a throwback from like a year or two ago now. That shit is.
No, I think that was earlier this year, Mario. I think that was like around Christmas time.
Yeah,
was
he's got
crazy.
dismissed. Yeah, the guy got a video running her bitch ass
Nelson,
over.
his case didn't get dismissed. He dismissed himself from the country.
Oh
my God.
Oh shit, man.
That's-
I will say, but hey,
Go
but
ahead,
so
Jared, sorry.
to actually, this is a great segue, right? To what I was just saying, like João was saying here. Like when you look at Benfica's bench,
Same,
it gives me hope, right? Because I'm looking even at what we have on the bench today. Yeah, our starting 11. If you look at again, pound for pound, the starting 11 this season and last season, right? You got Antonio Silva who wasn't there. You got Ba who wasn't there. You got Tino who wasn't there. You got Chiquinho who wasn't there. You got Frederick who wasn't there, and that's you got 5 guys, right? But like that means you're bringing 6 guys, 6 guys to the starting lineup. But like, so that gives me hope. But then when you start to add these guys and say we got Gads on the bench, Neres on the bench, the Vikings on the bench, right? I'm not gonna lie, Casper. I don't know what he would give to the team right now.
What's going on?
If you watch the
Speaking
B
of
team,
that,
if you've been watching the B team, Mello,
I
Sheldrup,
just
Andreas,
I
it's
just got
unreal.
Benfica TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
had
did?
to-
Right.
I had to.
I gotta say the B team's got to be careful,
right?
right?
I had to.
Yeah,
My
because
boy-
they're
my
close
boy-
to the
my
drop.
boy-
Mario.
Yeah, they got to
My
be
boy
careful.
Cody.
They got to take it seriously the
boy
next few
Cody.
games. They can't use it. I know they use the
Hooked you
B
up?
team as
I
like.
was watching the U17s the other day.
Yeah.
That's how I just put it on in the background. Now that I have it, I just put that.
It's it's fun. I'll do it a lot, and even like
Yeah,
they
except
have like
I
a
won't-
ton of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. The other day Kung Fu was on. I'm like, I'm good. They had like judo. I was like, I'm good. They just a
I'll
little.
put
It was
on-
like a judo class. I was like, what the fuck is this?
But Selma, I watch Selma. She's just a
What the
badass.
fuck is this?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's different.
But like
This was like kids doing Kung Fu. I was like, I'm
for
done.
anyone that hasn't seen, real quick. I know that Nick is bringing it up, and Nelson was asking. All I'm saying is that these guys, if you see them, like Sheldrup, his feet are unreal. Sorry, I wasn't highlighting the right comment, but for Nelson, this guy, when you look at him, his footwork, ball skills, unreal, and that is something that translates, right? I think that he could come on the first team right now. Is he going to score? I don't know. I think he could assist, and I think that he's a guy that if you get someone injured, I'm okay with. Casper, I don't know, right? Because Musa and I could go into a whole thing on our strikers and who we got in the pipeline and all this stuff.
Can I
But
just quickly,
He'll score.
I'll-
Joe,
guys,
he'll score. He'll score because everybody in that front for
True.
Roger is scoring. Everybody in that front for scoring. Did you see? I'm sorry.
Tino
Mario.
almost scored today.
That
Tino.
goal that João Mario almost scored, bro. Come on,
Unreal.
that shit. That's so fucking ridiculous. That was so stupid, and I barely off by a fucking a pube. He was offside by a pubic hair. You know what I mean? Like, cut the fuck
To be
out of
fair,
here.
have you seen those cells?
That would've been
Go
such a great
ahead,
goal.
Mario.
That would've been
Sorry.
such a great
Oh
goal.
my god. So go ahead.
I just
Mario.
want to throw this out here. I'll do it like now because it'll get lost in the comments. Jake made a comment.
True.
Slightly
yeah,
off
yeah,
topic. But just want to share this. If you follow him on Twitter, or if you just personally know where he lives, or you've stalked him, you might have heard him talking about this. But you kind of find this link here.
Look at that pretty face.
You got a beautiful face. This guy's raising a bit of money for the team that he's part
How
of.
much is it raising, Mario?
Yeah, $900. I've thrown in my pitch. He's got
Is it
20
still
more days
active?
left.
Is it still active?
It's active. He's just off by a few more bucks.
Share
And
the
how-
link
by
in
how
the-
many
in the
bucks?
YouTubes, bro.
He's off by like 100 and.
Put the link in the YouTubes.
I'll put the. You know what? I'll do that. Why is
Put
it
the
saying the
link in the
Googles? Why is it
YouTube,
saying the
man.
Googles?
Mario, I'm disappointed in you. I just gave you 2 toss-ups. How much is he off by?
Oh wait, sorry.
Over $1 trillion, $200 billion.
I love the share screen mode. I was at the other screen looking.
Put the link. We're gonna put the link in the YouTubes.
Yeah. Why does it say
$5,
Google at the
$1,
top, though?
anything-
I'll get the link.
anything
I'll get the
else.
link here. How do I do this?
Get the link. Put it in the YouTubes.
Yeah, this
I'm
isn't
gonna
helping.
throw something. I'm gonna throw something at you tonight, Jake. After the show, for sure. No
Yeah,
doubt
I
about
got
it.
you too.
No doubt about
There
it.
we
I
go.
got you.
There
after
we
the
go.
show.
There we go. Boom.
There
Give
it
the guy
goes.
some
There it
love.
goes.
Get the guy. Get him to
sure.
his goal.
Yeah.
Over $1 trillion, $200 billion.
Where's he going? Where's he sending
I
him?
was just
Science
about
camp?
to ask.
Where's he going?
ask.
What's he doing with the
That's-
science camp?
that's
Where's he
actually-
going? What is
that's-
band camp?
that's
What do
the-
we
They're getting what they're getting is rocks to pelt the opposition team.
Just fucking with you, Jake.
They're buying
Hey,
free
we're gonna-
rocks.
We're gonna buy the refs for their spring season.
Arturo Soares Dias will.
You know
You could
what,
buy him
man?
for 900
Hey,
bucks.
We're doing Alamoda Port. They need some wins, and they got to pay some refs.
Uh,
That's how they got to do it.
Café con
Quem
letra.
nunca, no?
They got to buy some
Café
fruta.
con letra. Jesus, bro.
Hey, real quick to talk about the goals. because we mentioned who scored Melo, right? But when we talk about the goals, especially those first half goals, they were, I mean, even the João Mario one that got pulled off. If anyone hasn't seen the
buddy,
game,
that was beautiful.
which I assume you guys have,
That little flick,
unreal.
And when they showed it off by a foot, it's the right call. It's the right call, but my God, that nice little flick.
damn,
Rafa did that
man.
against Juventus, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It would have been a highlight. It's, you know what? That'll still show up on a highlight reel because it's such a high score line.
Sure.
They're going to be talking about, like, here's all the goals Benfica scored. Here's the other goals that were disallowed. Like, it was just a slaughter fest.
Hey, but like the first official goal, right? Like that one, obviously Mario. But I'm even seeing the first official goal. If you watch it back, that's where I had my come to Jesus, but it's more like come to Roger moment, where I was like, this guy is what makes this team go. Because Frederick too. Frederick's a guy who, Luis, if you're still listening, is given a lot of hate to. But in general, this guy Frederick, he starts that play.
He started that play. He does start
starts
that play. Somebody said something today. He was pretty bad. Who was it? Somebody. It was you. One of you said something.
Show
about,
yourself.
And I show yourself. Somebody, and I agree. Fred wasn't at all match. I don't know what we expect. I don't know, like, is he a machine? He's going to keep going all match. I don't know. But he is so involved in a lot of the build-up goals that we have. You know what I mean? Like, Fred is just different. And you know why I trust Roger? Because
he's so calm.
Roger went out and got him. He identified.
He saw that. He saw that talent.
He saw that talent.
I didn't.
And even, okay, look, Fred is good for Benfica. You know what I mean? Like, he is a player who we'll get the best out of. Like this is first year with us. And he came in late into our training camp. He came in late into the season. So it took him a little bit of time for him to acclimate and things like that to the team. And now you see him now. Imagine next year, maybe in a different position, maybe a different formation, right? Because if we have another winger or something like that, and Roger gets another couple people, then you put him in a position to really even do even better. It was me.
Hey, but no, I will say.
No, I agree with that though, Zach. I agree, Zach. All I'm saying is that we can't deny. Like, he's always involved in a build up for a goal. It was always started it starts at Fred's feet a lot. You know what I mean? And then he'll get a nice pass, and it's just.
And he's a lot like shiftier with his foot. Like, he even has some nice little moves too. Like, he has soft feet. Like, we always talk about NFL guys, right? He got soft hands. Like, he's got some feet to him.
Soft ass.
And when I look at like the rest of that goal, right? It's a team goal. It's a beautiful team goal because we got him involved. We got Gonçalo involved, Rafa involved, and João Mario involved. But on that point, Gonçalo, yes, he scored 2 goals today. And I'm actually okay with João Mario taking the penalty. In hindsight, I was a little upset at first, but I'm like, you know what? Nah. João Mario needed the goal.
That's his job. That's his thing. He does it.
And also, he missed one of his last penalties.
Yeah.
I think he made one in the last game, but he missed the one before that.
He almost missed
the
one before that one. So he missed the Boavista one, and then the one Club Brugge. That was a bad take. Against this goalie. It was a bad take. It was. But ultimately, I didn't like it at all. It went in. So,
Yeah, I mean, goal's a goal, and honestly, he was off the line, so it's fine. Yeah. But for me, what it came down to today was Gonçalo, that pass to Rafa on the first goal.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Watch it again.
That is beautiful. I've watched
when he made that cross,
times.
I literally was like, fool this. Like, this is going nowhere. The defender, the left back or whoever was tracking Rafa is gonna intercept it. Unreal vision. And then Rafa, I thought he lost it. And then he gets the Trivela to go in. Like, it was just obviously the game was just fun all around. And the luge, if you also haven't seen it, check out my Twitter, Myra's Twitter. I'm pretty sure we all retweeted it. The Inu today was unreal with the light show and everything that got going on. First time since someone's done that since Eusebio in the Champions League.
I want to say something too, real quick. I just want to say something just so we can let it all out. Everyone's probably going to jump in the show. And it's like, there's someone out there that's saying, we beat Club Brugge. Who cares? I don't care that we beat Club Brugge. It could be no. What I mean is, I don't give a shit who we beat to get there. It could have been a team of my family members. It could have been a team of our grandmothers out there, and I would have wanted Benfica to steamroll these old ladies. Okay, that's just me. That's just me. All I'm saying is, I don't care the competition.
But on that note,
the ball bounces. The ball bounces the way it bounces, and for once, Benfica gets a fucking good draw.
Oh, we got a good slot.
We get a good draw.
But the greatest thing about that,
go back and look at all our other draws.
Yeah.
Bayern, fucking 2 years in a row. We had to play United. Like at that time, I mean, they weren't the strongest, but still, it's
It was
United.
Like,
That's what I'm saying, man.
100%.
Like, come on, bro.
All I'm saying
I don't
is-
give a shit. Yeah, I don't care.
We
We
earned
did
it.
deserve
We earned
that.
it. We got
We
first
did.
place.
And
But
you
sec-
get
but
what
secondly,
you deserve.
secondly,
I
secondly,
always
I don't
said
wanna
that.
say
on
the
the
word.
show.
guys who'll
Always
chirp.
said that on this show.
So the guys who'll chirp typically would be the Portishas. But the
Actually,
sweetest
if I
thing
give
about
a
the Club
shit.
Brugge is the game of four batatas. Club Brugge beat Porto 4-0 this season.
At home.
In the
dugout.
dugout. So normally those would be the guys that would chirp a bit, say, "Oh, there we." I'm like, if they're so weak, why'd you get four batatas? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing.
What I'll say in
I
terms
just
of feeling
want to
bad
say
for a
that.
team, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
fuck
I
that.
feel bad for teams like shouldn't be here. Again, they started off so strong. They're in Belgium. They're not in Hungary or even like the Israeli team we played. And also, and when we got, I'm not gonna say the name, but actually I will say it. Basel, right? When we got Baseled by Basel, no one was feeling sad for us. That whole group stage, that was everyone that went through that
That
group
was
stage,
pathetic.
which everyone
That's
here did.
embarrassing.
We deserve this now. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no,
like
this
João
is,
said,
we're getting,
we deserve
we're
a
on
little
the
bit
right
of
track.
And you know what? It wasn't like we limped into this fucking thing. We won the group stage versus
We had the
PSG.
most goals in
All
the
right,
Champions League.
We went to Maccabi Haifa with a 6. Like we needed 4 goals or some shit. 5
It
goals.
was 5.
5 goals. And they went out and they got those 5 goals. And not
we
just
scored
that,
6.
but I
It
want
was 6-1.
remember that they scored 6. And then fast forward to today, we're up 5-1 aggregate, 5-0 aggregate. And Benfica's fucking keep going. And Netta scores 1. Then we get a penalty. Got a better
Hey, Mario.
penalty. It never stopped. That shit. That's what I'm talking about.
I just
I don't
got
give a
deja
shit who we
vu.
played.
I just got deja vu, and I think I know what Mario's going to say now because of that. But do you remember, Mario, when you used to say this about how we just want a manager who won't stop, who will, when the game's up 2-0, they won't defend the result, that puts on wingers instead of putting on more midfielders and defenders.
Yeah, goes for the jugular.
It's this guy, this guy Schmidt. I'm about.
It's the right mentality.
That room in the middle there, that's going to be a Schmidt painting pretty soon.
No, but the crazy thing is the commentator throughout the match, because I was watching the Zone up here in Canada.
Right.
English commentators. Right off the get-go, the first 19 minutes, we had 3 opportunities to score and we didn't. But we were just all over them like madness. And in the first 10 minutes, the commentator said this. You think that this is the dying moments of a match that Benfica needs to win. But we're 10 minutes in. And these guys are fighting tooth and nail. And they clearly have won this tie already. And then even when it was at the 80th minute, and we were still pushing, and the commentator's like, the level of desire to score more, the level of passion, these guys are not finished yet. They will just keep hounding you until the final moment. And it's amazing. He loved it. The commentator, I'm a neutral, but I'm loving this.
You know why too, though? I respect that too, because of that bullshit. That's why I said that. I don't care we play Club Brugge. I don't give a shit who it was that we beat. I think Roger Schmidt wanted to put that. Look, we're supposed to dominate this.
Over $1.2 trillion.
Sorry, I just.
No, I'm saying Roger knew that we had to go out there and beat them. We should have beat them, steamrolled them, right? And we did that, right? So there shouldn't be any there's not going to be any disrespect from any teams going into us and taking us lightly. They're going to say, well, Benfica is not here to be. We're not here to fuck around. You know what I mean? And that's the cool thing. We're not here to make funny shit on the sideline and have a clown coach drawing up fucking Velcro dots and shit like that. It was embarrassing last year. All I'm saying is we need business. We need business, and they took care of fucking business today.
But you think of clubs, whoever, it doesn't matter. Okay, because we're gonna probably pontificate on who we might face next. But the reality is, it does not matter who we face next, whether it be an Inter, whether it be a Porto, even if it's a Real Madrid or someone else. They're going to see this Benfica side and say, these guys are rabid this year. You got to be careful. They're like a rabid dog or rabies. They're going to bite you, and it's going to hurt, and you're going to get fucking injured. So they will come in more nervously, maybe more timid. And if we're on them, they're going to know we're not going to relent. And so you don't have this, because sometimes, if a team's on you and they're winning 1-0 or it's 0-0 and it's going back and forth, they know if they keep at it, eventually will fold. This is the opposite. This team is just constantly all over, and I love it, man. It does. I don't know, man. I'm just hyped. I'm hyped. It's hard to explain the level of excitement.
I'm with it. No, I'm with you.
I just think it's crazy when I think of, I know last year we won in spite of ourselves, especially in the Champions League, right? Like the league was out of it.
That's
Kind of
fair
got
to
to the
say.
point where it was
That's
just
fair to say.
snowballing, and then we got lucky with. I don't want to say we got lucky with Verissimo, but he did manage those games pretty well against Ajax and against Liverpool, even. And like you said, Mello, I'll never forget, and I'll never forgive Allison for this, but that one right after we made it 3-3, and Darwin had that shot, that beautiful volley to almost make it 4-3, and just get us one goal away from extra time at Anfield, of all places, at Anfield, right? That was like an unreal moment, and I thought, okay, if we can get back to we need the round of 16, right? That's what my thoughts were coming into the season. We need the round of 16. I think we should make it to the quarterfinals, as a hopeful, right? But then you got to bring the draw into it, right? And we always get the bad luck of the draw. We never get the luck of the draw. And then we look at even the group stage. All right, we get PSG and Juve. All right, then we're done. Because guess what? We're not finishing over PSG first place, and that means we're going to get one of the first place teams in the round of 16, right? And we did finish first place, and that's why people are saying, "Oh, Benfica got lucky that they drew Brugge." Well, guess what? If you just flip us and PSG, we would have ended up with Bayern again in the round of 16, right? So that's not on us for doing well and finishing first place. That's on PSG and those other teams, right? But no, not even. That's us. That's our.
We did that though. Yeah, we didn't limp into it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like this team. There are years where you can say, like Benfica, Ajax. You know what? That Ajax team was better than us on paper, and I think honestly on the field overall. We beat them, and we were better than them those games. Right, more or less. But at the end of the day, you look at this game, you don't beat a team 6-1 ever, or 5-1, excuse me, ever 7-1 on aggregate by being the worst team. Or by, I just hate that stuff, man. And I hope we get lucky in the next round.
They're there too. You know what I mean?
I hope we get lucky in the next round. We can play anyone in the next round. I think people are starting to talk about that now.
Yes, that's what I wanted to kind of touch on. I don't know about,
is up for grabs.
PSG
Port, all up to grabs.
You can get them, but I typically don't see it happen very often. You know what I mean? Like a team that faced in the group stage together facing off in the knockouts. It's just statistically an odd thing. It doesn't happen very often. But
a lot of times, Mario, that comes down to the second place team losing in the first round, right? Because
they end up against very rare the second place goes through. That's a good point. But I'll be honest, I really, really want Port because there is no Portuguese refs. There's none of that stuff that we have to worry about. And it would be just such a put them in their place to knock them out in Europe and win the league. It doesn't matter what they do the next few years. It just that will haunt them to be knocked out in Europe. And fuck, man, that's a semifinal appearance.
And it comes down to I'll say something. Porto this season is not the Porto of years past, but you look at them in the league. Say what you want. They're still scoring goals in Europe. They still play. They scratch tooth and nail. Remember when the group stage started?
I hate it.
Remember when the group stage started? We looked at Benfica and Sport. They're going to be Portugal's two teams again, right? Yep. It's not Port's this year. And then what happens? Port completely turned that around. They went from losing the first two games to then, I think winning the last four, if I'm not mistaken, or something close to it. But obviously enough to finish first in their group. But hey, man, we'll see what happens. I think ultimately, I don't think Port are going to get through. When we look at the other teams, there are three teams for me that I do not want to play. There are three teams to me where I think not only would Benfica be, betting underdogs, like on paper underdogs, but then also me as a fan, I'm like, I kind of like the tie's over before it starts type of thing, right? Unfortunately, that's just how it is for the history.
I think there's just one for me.
For me, it's Bayern, City, and Real Madrid. Honestly, this is crazy. I'll say this. I think we have a better chance against City or Real Madrid than we do Bayern. Bayern's the only team I'm like,
that's the only team I don't want to play.
They're the bugaboo.
I think it's
why? It's not because I'm hella scared of them.
It's our bugaboo, man.
It's just the German teams. We never fucking play them well.
But we got a German manager.
Bayern.
Maybe.
Hey,
a German manager getting a scrap against Bayern because he's not a Bayern coach. He's not a Bayern guy.
Yeah,
it's like Klopp. If Klopp plays, he could coach any team. If he gets a chance to fight Bayern and win, it's like a Benfica manager coaching Ajax or Celtic or some other team and beating Port in the Champions League. They'll be rabid to get that win.
You know what about Real Madrid? If we played the Real Madrid that played Barcelona a fucking couple weeks ago and the fucking
They're having a cold
in the
day, Real.
Trash.
Oh
But that's
shit!
Real. But here's the thing: Real turned it on
Woo!
for the Champions League. But I'm not wishing injuries on anyone, obviously. But all it takes, people remember, this is getting late into the season. These guys at the best teams played World Cups. They played a lot of games. Knocks will come, right? Especially Premier League teams. I'll be surprised if, honestly, Chelsea was injured the whole season, and now like they're finally starting to come into form. So if there's ever time to play Chelsea, it probably would have been this round, to be honest. But anyway, I'm not worried about them necessarily either. My
Chelsea?
thing is, yeah. My thing is,
man,
but my thing I was saying,
my heart of hearts, I want to play them. First of all, I just want to say this, being very
I want the
clear.
revenge. I want the
Chelsea's
revenge.
trash. They're trash.
They don't
That
play well at all.
$600 million, they're
They play
trash.
Brexit
Did
ball.
you
Brexit
see?
ball.
Did y'all
Terrible.
see
Brexit
how
ball.
they celebrated that first fucking goal today against Dortmund? Pathetic. That's a
And then they wanted
pathetic fan
the
base.
penalty.
That's a
the penalty,
pathetic fucking fake
I think it was a
fan
penalty.
base. That
I
shit-
think the rule, whatever, is fine. But like
I've
ultimately,
never
Melo,
liked them. I have my own beef before the Enzo thing. All right, I
oh no, I
always
had my beef with from
hated
the Europa
fucking
League
Chelsea.
final.
Okay,
I
they're
yeah.
fucking trash.
Ever since
Their
then, ever
coach
since the
is
Europa League
trash.
final,
Their
I've hated
owners,
it.
their
And Raul
owners
Morales
trash.
on
Their
that match
midfielders
in the
trash.
knockouts, like
That
we're due
kid-
for a win against them.
The handball
That kid-
too with them in the Champions League knockouts,
Mhm.
like you're saying, Mario.
That kid they bought for $100 million with what's his name?
Mudryk,
Trash.
Agent
Trash.
007. You seen those memes,
Trash.
Melo? Have you seen
Oh,
that?
And you
I
know
love
what's
the
so
Agent
sad?
007.
And you know what's so sad? You made João Felix trash too. He trash. Y'all made him
He's
all
still
trash.
been killing it though.
I'm
That boy's still
so
been killing
so
it.
upset.
But
I'm
still.
so upset that they ran. I'm so upset I was watching that game at the end in hopes that Dortmund can fucking just pull
I
it
know. I
out.
just wanted Dortmund to
Because
shine
talking about deserve. They don't deserve shit. That team don't deserve to be where they at right now. Like
Or their
they
fans.
deserve to play us and us to beat that ass. And you know what? Fuck Bayern too. I want to play them too. I want to play them all. I want to play
I'll
all
say
of
this
them.
much.
Let's play them
once.
all.
Any
At
team we
once.
face, I do think any team we face, because this is going to go against what we were talking earlier
77
about
on
Club
11,
Brugge.
Melo. Play all the teams at once.
all
But
of them.
all of them at
Sub
once.
them in. Put them
But
together. Fucking
the
all
one thing we were just talking about, how it doesn't matter that it was Club Brugge, it was a good win, yada yada yada. I will say there'll still be a lot of clubs in Europe that will ignore the Club Brugge result because they'll go, "Oh, it's Club Brugge. They suck. Look at where they are in the league." It's
That's why I said what I said earlier, Mario.
and they're gonna say that, and that's fine. And if Chelsea faces with us with that piss poor mentality, and then we give them some batatas, there's no
Well, my
amount
thing
of
is-
money that could fix that kind of problem.
But actually, there is an amount.
Over $1,200,200,000,000,000.
Thank you, D. But no, but like I look at the teams in the next round, and if we actually want to pull it, I'll try to pull it up quickly. I'm not sure how it's going to look on the.
No, honestly, I didn't mean fuck Bayern. I don't want to play them because they are our boogeyman.
Bella's going.
They are our boogeyman. They are the kukui. They are mean. I don't like them. They João
Oh my god, how sweet would it be? I'm not gonna lie. Like everything we're talking about though is revenge against Port, revenge against
Right
Chelsea,
here. Hold on, let me share my
beating
screen.
the bugaboo of Bayern. Like if there was a time to like
Let's beat
face
all
these
three.
teams,
Boom, boom, boom.
that's how we win the Champions League, one by one by one. Oh,
I'll tell you this, Mario.
Well, what I was
I'll
saying
say
real
this:
quick.
if Benfica won the Champions League this year, I would probably never watch football again because there would be nothing.
they do the draw, by the way. I think someone in the
Nothing
chat had
could
asked.
top-
The draw's not this
it would-
Friday; it's the following Friday.
Nothing would
Right.
ever top the season that we had. You know what I'm saying? Like if we won the Champions League, that's it. I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm folding my
Let's
jersey.
make our
and saving
predictions.
for
Let's do
my
this.
son.
Predictions of who's going to advance.
Yeah.
here.
So I'm trying to make it so that it's just.
We
good
got.
enough.
I'm going to just say Napoli's going to advance.
Yeah, I got for
Agree.
me. Well, yeah, you go.
Yeah.
Want to do one by one, Mario? Like we go all like.
Yeah, let's go
matchups
one
and
by
the
one.
Three of us give it. Cool.
Yeah,
So I agree with Napoli.
I think it's
Mhm.
easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Okay.
I'm hoping for the upset on the Real Leipzig against City. I'm just hoping for it.
I think that there's a chance. Part of me thinks City's going to smash them 5-0 at home, but like
Yep.
City has been weird this year, man. Even in the EPL and like even in the League Cup, like losing games that they shouldn't lose. And I think that this is too risky. I think that Pep ultimately, I have a feeling that he's going to be looking at games at the weekend instead of this game. Like you never know with this team. So I'm gonna pick Leipzig, more of a wishful thinking. But on this note, too, anyway, I guess we could talk about who we're okay with after. But like,
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
say
care if we
Leipzig,
play
Leipzig,
Napoli.
okay.
You know what, though, Joe?
What are you gonna say,
I ain't
Mel?
mad
Is it
at,
Leipzig
I'm
or
not
City?
mad at that. I'm gonna go. Ah, man, it's hard to pick City. It's hard not to pick City at home. But damn, Pep does love to choke he loves to choke, boy.
He's
That's
probably
his
going to bench
favorite
Ruben
thing
Dias,
to
start
do.
like a bunch
He's
of
probably
academy kids for no reason.
You know how many
Yeah,
times
just
Pep has
line up,
choked?
like,
Do you
3
guys
hours
know how
early.
many times Pep has choked?
Over a billion, 200, a trillion, $200 billion.
That's how many
That's how
times
many
he's
times.
choked.
He's an asphyxiator, bruh. He's an
I wasn't
asphyxiator. He
expecting
just
that
likes
with
to.
Mario.
All right. So, but it's hard to pick. It's not hard not to. So I'm gonna go Man City. I'm a back man.
Okay,
Mario.
okay,
It's
fair
hard
enough.
not. It's hard not to. Yeah.
Next
At
one.
home.
Milan.
Yeah,
Milan,
and
easy,
for the UCL
easy.
pedigree, I want Milan to make it too.
Milan,
I would love
Raphael
to
Leão. I'm a big
That's
fan of that
easy.
kid, man. I love that kid.
Trash. That man is trash.
We're over here gushing about Milan, and Mel is just trash at Spurs.
Trash. Fucking pigeons, bro.
Forever, my favorite Spurs
Sorry,
moment is
Pete.
when they try
Sorry,
making
Pete.
a Super League, and the BBC commentator, whatever the fuck this guy was, like, the Europe's biggest clubs and Tottenham have decided.
You know what?
It's just
I'm gonna say
hilarious.
this. I'm gonna say this funny thing. I might not be so funny, but it just makes it makes me wonder. I look at England, okay? I see the Premier League, and I see all these teams with so much history. Even Leeds has a lot of fucking history. And then I said, how the fuck did anyone become a Tottenham Hotspur fan? Like, knowing all of the things that you knew, unless you were for all the choices that you had, unless you were from the city in which they play, like from like you live a block away, there should be no reason to have ever picked that team. Just to me, in my mind, I know that's
just pain.
It's just pain. It's just
why would you flip that upon yourself?
Yeah, even City has more of a kind of like, they were really shitty and down here they had no fans.
And they won a couple cups.
They won a couple things. Yeah, then all of a sudden they got by.
Tottenham's got nothing.
Nothing. There's nothing there.
Nada.
I don't even know who's Tottenham's best player of all time.
Harry Kane.
Hey, it's Kane.
He's won nothing.
Man.
The mouth breather.
And he won nothing. He is an epitome.
I actually love that he's a one club.
I give you that.
No.
Hey, Raining, I'm not hating on that. I got said in my mind, yeah, like there's no fucking way that you would have picked that logo, like consciously. I'm like, I'm gonna like the pigeons.
The pigeon on the volleyball.
I'm rocking with
on
the
a
pigeon
beach
on the
ball.
ball. Yeah, that's real. Elder push the
that was their big guy. That is the legend.
That's a good one.
It was. That's a good shout, Brian.
There was another one too.
Christ.
Yeah.
The obviously Dortmund's a done
shout.
deal. It's Chelsea goes through. Dortmund's out. That one's decided.
I think Inter's done, and I think Inter.
Yeah. You think Inter goes through?
I think because Porto doesn't have Otavio, and I think Otavio, as much as people might hate Otavio, I think he is an incredibly competitive player. I think that Portugal in 2026, if they win the World Cup, a lot of people will be shitting on Otavio, but it will be in due to his play. I think that I look at Otavio.
If who wins the World Cup?
Portugal.
No. They're winning it, man.
With Otavio on this team. Shit.
No, listen, I'm telling you, he brings something to the team. He's a guy that if he played for Benfica, I would love him. He doesn't, so it's the opposite sentiment. But in a game like that, he is a guy that in the second leg, he would dive and the referee would give a red card to some guy. Right? So like you look at it, yeah, Aston Villa has 2 Champions Leagues.
Blackburn won the Premier League.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Blackburn.
So for me, I think Port lose. And this game is shit, I just lost it. I have to go all the way to the bottom again. I think this game's away.
I would like to, from a Portuguese standpoint, like from a Portugal standpoint,
we need it.
Port to advance. I think it's good for our coefficient.
I think Nick said it best though, bro. If Benfica and Porto played in the next round, Jesus Christ.
Probably not, man. The bragging rights.
I think the country would it'd be a massive shift, and it would break away from Spain. Like the whole country would just break away from Spain and start floating into the ocean because Jesus Christ.
I didn't think about this until right now, but if you look, I mean, one German team's out and maybe another one. But you look at it, we could have like a couple of not necessarily classicos, but like you could have a couple of intercountry. Well, yeah, no, we could have the Milan derby, technically speaking, if it's Inter in Milan. You could have the Classico with Benfica and Porto, technically.
Yeah.
You could have a Chelsea Tottenham. I don't think
Has that ever
that's
happened?
Like
real quick,
the oil
Clasico,
derby.
Jake
No,
wants to know.
no,
Has
not
that
the
ever
Portuguese
happened?
one.
Never happened, right?
Not the Portuguese one, no.
Never.
We
No,
got
no,
close.
never.
We got close. The year we lost to Brugge in the semifinals, it would have been Benfica Porto in the final of the
Europa League. League, yeah.
That would have been the one.
But
Gee.
no, didn't Sporting make that? I'm just kidding.
No, but that's that's
Sporting is like the Tottenham of Portugal.
Well, and you have to think. Wait, Jake, just real quick too. When it comes to that,
no.
like,
You know the Sporting.
Actually, Sporting actually has more
titles.
than fucking Tottenham.
It's, you know who it is.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, any Sporting fan popped in on that.
Stubble is the Tottenham.
I would have to say sorry to you, even compared to Tottenham.
Vitória Stubble.
Vitória Stubble is the Spurs.
Oh,
I think Stubble in the last 20 years has won more than Spurs has. They won a League Cup, didn't they?
Oh no, we can actually do a better example. Avs won the Taça.
They won the Taça.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Didn't they forget to sign up for the Europa Leagues?
They weren't allowed. They weren't allowed to. I'm pretty sure.
No. One of the teams.
It was Avs. Yeah, they couldn't. They tried. They qualified, but they never registered.
They forgot to sign the pay. They forgot to send the papers.
No, they couldn't afford the registration fee. It was too much for them.
Yeah, that's
over $1.2 billion.
If that's as soon as someone said it was like, like 5,500 euros to register. Avs are like Taj Maluk. You know how many confessions I can buy? And they said no, we're not going to Europe. Fuck that.
Yeah, they're like no. It's either sell the
did what Jake did. Send out the link. I'd have liked to send a couple dollars to Avs to get their asses in.
They gave them an ultimatum, Melo. They're like, listen, you can either sell your espresso machine or you can go to Europa.
It was $5,500.
And they needed to be Sporting, and they kind of said that's not going to happen. We're not going to beat Sporting. They just fucking nailed it in.
Yeah,
they were more shocked than Sporting was to the win.
That was actually sad. And if another Taça goes up for auction, Benfica after 90 will be in the bidding. I can't promise we're going to win it, but
that'd be cool too. I'd have a Taça, and I'd pick out the plaque. I'd take it to a professional and say, "You see this little plaque of who won? I want you to recreate the exact plaque, pop it out, and put like one of the ones that Benfica won."
Let's buy it for Tottenham. That way they have a fucking trophy.
Hey, I bet if you look at the buyer, it was Daniel Levy. It was
They're gonna get a box at the facilities. They get a box at the facilities. Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is Benfica after 90? And we'll send them a little note. Like, hey, I know you don't have one of these, but we'd like to give.
Mellow. Let's be honest. You know how confused they'd be if they got a cup? They wouldn't know what to do with it.
True.
They're like, what is this? What do you do with this thing?
Damn.
I look at these teams though, Mario, and I guess we don't even need to pick who's going through. Like, I think Bayern goes through. Real's already through.
Yeah.
I think
PSG's gonna implode. I think
Benfica might have a shot. I think Benfica might have a shot to get through.
Because I do. And listen, I'm just saying. Look, Napoli.
Look at that 7-1. That looks nice.
I think
you never know.
Great.
That 7-1 looks so nice.
Yeah, look, better us than them. Better us than them. That's all I have to say. But when I look at it,
imagine losing 1-0.
Losers.
Fucking losers.
Couldn't be me.
Goddamn hosers.
Couldn't be me, bro.
Just couldn't be me. Hey, really quick stat. Quick stat that I was going to toss out, but I kind of want to hold on to it for this one reason, and I'll bring up why in a second. But I look at the teams right here. Napoli, I'm not really afraid of them. Yes, they're the team of the season. I could actually see them making a final because I think Napoli definitely could be any team in the tournament. Yeah. But against Benfica, again, I'm confident. I think that we could subdue them. They're due to lose. They don't have to worry about the league, so that's tough because they're going to put everything in the Champions League now since they pretty much locked it up. But anyway, here's the thing. A team like that has been so high all year that they could fall, and we could catch them at the right time. You never know. City, I could see Pep screwing it. Leipzig, we got the German manager who used to coach. Who did he coach? He coached Leverkusen and then Red Bull Salzburg. So he was never Leipzig. Milan and Tottenham, either of us, I think we can take them. Chelsea, say less. Inter, Port would be. I think we would take them just because we're the better team this year. Inter, same thing. I think Inter choke a lot too. Bayern, I'm worried. Not gonna lie, but we do have the German manager. And Real Madrid. Are Real Madrid really going to, like, because I look at Real Madrid and I think of last season. Are they really going to go back to back? Like, are they going to do that again?
Who knows with these fucking
But you know
guys,
what, man?
man?
I'll say this much.
They could.
They turn it on like this.
They
could,
do.
man.
They are the kings of the Champions League. Let's just
And
call
this
it.
is
Modric has to be one of the funnest players to watch.
But
Like,
can
the
I
most
be very honest?
amazing
I'm
players
going
to
to
watch.
agree with
He's
Dave.
like one
here.
of my favorites.
I was just going to say that. I wanted to stop.
He's one
Napoli
of
is
my
actually,
favorites
if
in my
I
life.
rank the club I want the least, I think it's Napoli. Because I think there's a different level of hunger that Napoli has right now and where they are today.
I think they remind me of too much of
They
us,
never won
too,
it with Maradona,
right
right?
now.
They've
I
never
don't
they
think they
did.
won. I think they didn't win.
Oh no, they won the
UEFA?
league. Excuse me, they won the league. They won the
And they won the
league.
Europa League, I'm pretty
Wait,
sure.
you
with
guys,
Yeah, like the
Maradona.
old UEFA Cup.
if you guys
Yeah.
have never watched that Maradona documentary where they show everything about like him bringing
Just all
up
the
Napoli,
cocaine.
like no, I mean not all the cocaine, but you know some of it. But what he did for Napoli, what Napoli was at that time, and who they
That's
were,
cool,
like
man. That's
to
a guy. This guy's a
Italians.
legend.
That team was like the poor team. Let's put it that way. You know what I
They
mean?
were the poor. No.
they
They were
Milans,
Club of the People.
They were Club of the People, right? They were the poor team, and he gets sent there as a fucking like a slap on the hand. You know, he gets sent there from Barcelona for kneeing someone in the fucking face. There's an amazing clip. If you've never seen that, fucking unbelievable.
Yeah,
But
he
goes
looks like a little
there.
spider monkey.
He goes there and he makes Napoli like he wins the Italian league for them. Like that shit's crazy. So I just real quick, I know it's not an Napoli show, but what he did was fucking crazy. That's crazy.
That. I like that, Mario. I do understand like that's probably a team we don't want to face. But the reason why I say all this is because there are two legs, obviously, right?
Yeah.
First off, the draw is not this Friday, but the following St. Patrick's Day. So hoping for a little bit of luck. Some Patricio to help us out. But on that day, we'll find who plays the first leg at home, right? And who plays the second leg at home, as well as the opponent. The big thing there is now we start looking forward. Otamendi's out.
Yes.
But this is a question I want to pose for you guys. Would you rather play the first leg at home or the second leg at home with one little caveat? Roger Schmidt has never lost a game at home for Benfica. Okay, and the last time Benfica lost,
I think the Otamendi
forward,
being out is part of it in a sense of.
Do you want Otamendi's leadership presence there for the away leg, or do you want it in home so we can really win? Because I think at home,
I want away first. Because I think this sounds stupid. I think a Morat or Verissimo, whoever it is, that replaced Otamendi.
I think it's going to be Morat. I'd rather it kind of be Verissimo, to be honest, but the way Rogers always played him first.
I'm curious if they. It was interesting that Rogers. We didn't touch on this, but Rogers subbed out Silva both, but he got Morat out first and Verissimo.
How do you get the second leg at home, Mario?
This is all the draw. It's the ball.
It's just the draw. So whoever comes out first,
they get the guy smiling and they talk to the ballish. I love the ballish.
I know.
I love the ballish. I'm a big fan of the ballish.
In the first round, Mello, for the round of 16, it's all of the second place teams play at home first, so that then the first place teams get the home game second, right? Like the game that counts, quote unquote. But my thing is like, even if you look back, Schmidt has never lost, Mario. You know the last time Benfica lost in the Luge? I hate it. When Porto won the league. Second to last week in the Liga. And so we play Vitória in a couple of weeks at home, and then the next game is Porto. So that's 20 games you can go potentially. And that Porto game for me, that Porto game at home, first of all, I think is going to dictate who wins the league, if that's not clear already. But I really don't think it is clear, by the way. I'm not trying to say that because
I think once you get to that Porto game, if the gap is there,
8 points right now. 8.
What it does is if you beat Porto or draw Porto, it doesn't matter. It solidifies the gap and they're done. They're not going to come back from that. If let's say for some reason we slip up one game, then Porto beats us, the gap is small. There's a taste for blood. There's a certain level that you'll have to fight up until the last day of the season. It is that is the title resulting game, I think, in my opinion. You beat Porto, even if there's enough games for us to still lose the title, which there will be. Porto will be done. If we
Right, it's not mathematically done. Like it's mathematically possible, obviously.
but it's just as soon as we beat Port, and if that's
and
what
it's a
happens,
morale thing.
it's a morale thing. It's too far away. They start imploding. They start turning around.
And
I think I want to wait first. I want to wait first. I want to come to the luge for finish it off at the luge.
And do you know what's funny,
Absolutely.
Mario? So I look at that and I think I agree. I think that we should finish it off at the luge because ultimately I think we just need to draw away. Depending on who the team is, right? Because if it's
one last thing, the away goals no longer matter.
right,
Meaning, if it's at all tied up, regardless of scoreline, away and home, you're playing extra time at the luge. You're doing penalties at the luge. There's a level of pressure that builds further more to the away side.
I hate penalties.
so
I don't want that.
So there's one thing though. There's one wrench to throw in this, which is judging how the quarterfinals go. Like if we look at the dates, the quarterfinals this year, if my calculations are correct, are going to be that first week. The first leg will be either the April 4th or April 5th.
Yeah.
Right. We are scheduled to play Port that weekend, so in between, and then the next legs would be the 11th.
That's
and
why I want
12th.
Port. I want
So
to. I want to match up with Port.
You would play them 3 times. You'd play Mario. That'd be sick. You play them 3 times in 10 days.
It's hard to beat it. It's hard to beat it. It's hard.
7 days.
It's hard to
Unreal.
beat.
Can you imagine?
It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. Like
No, but if it's
hard.
Port,
in any sport, sport,
I'm
baseball,
just
football,
saying.
It's
Hey,
hard.
The mental
It's a good thing in
breakdown
this
that
sport
Port
they
would
have
happen.
ties, Mello.
If we were facing Port in the Champions
No
League and we're
weapon.
facing the Liga, and we simultaneously shattered their perception in Europe and cost them the title,
But they're
gonna riot.
Mario. This team's so delusional,
And
and
they're
that's
good.
what makes.
They're
and first of
scrappy
all,
and
and
they're-
really
they're
quick,
competitive.
that's what makes Porto good. Not the players, the talent for talent. It's
No, it's
whatever
the
your
aggressiveness.
Sergio.
Look at
It's
that
the
team.
aggressiveness.
Look at that team.
It's whatever
That team's
whatever
not good.
Sergio Conceição puts in their heads. They're just robots, man.
He's
Their
unreal,
mentality is what makes them a thorn in my side. You know what I mean? What makes them the monster in the.
But my God,
closet
would
and
you
shit that.
like?
If you, I don't know, man. I don't
That's
want
what you
nothing
wish
to do
for.
with playing them 3 times. Like that's just.
So
a lot of stress, man.
Joe said something about Napoli earlier where he said they're on the rise, right? They're coming for a downfall. You beat
Porto
Porto
the other
twice.
way.
Once in the league, twice. You beat them at home in the league. You beat them twice in the league, and then you got to play them in the Champions League knockouts. I don't know.
But here's the thing. I think they're going to lose.
Anxiety.
I think they're going to lose. So they're not
Anxiety,
going to
yeah.
next week. I think they're out. I think they're done. Do they play? Yeah, they play next week, not tomorrow. Not today.
Yeah,
but
literally
anyway,
like Bulls. It's something about the red that just
one thing to say. Yeah, it's like that's funny.
But how about this? They play like Bulls and they're allowed murder in our Liga. First, imagine the red cards.
I'm not. Yeah,
no, it's like Spain and Portugal.
It's
like Spain and Portugal.
I'm not saying them in
they play in the
nice
Liga,
way.
they can kill. They play in the Champions League, they're back in Portugal. You can't kill the Bulls.
Can't kill the Bulls. Yeah.
But no, I think it's a very interesting point to bring up. And when we think now, like when we eventually, maybe we'll even do a show for the draw that weekend after, the match. I think it's Vitoria that we would play that weekend of the draw. But regardless of when we do that show or whatever, when we do that, we should think just again, hey, that match, the quarterfinal matchup is already going to be hard. And then you put in a very critical Porto match at the luge, in the luge for what it's worth. So it is, nice to have that home advantage and everything like that. And the crowd's going to be crazy. But ultimately, like that's the game that's sandwiched in the middle, because everyone's always talking about, the Champions League. You get distracted with domestic competitions. It's not any game. That's the Porto Benfica Clásico that's going to potentially decide everything.
Yeah.
So, we'll look at what the other team we get drawn with ends up playing. But yeah, it's just something else to brought into the equation and something to think about. So
we threw a poll last show. It was a while ago. Do I
how
book my
dedicated
tickets for
we
April or May? I'm going to May. The people have spoken.
The people have spoken. So what we need Benfica to do is to win. So that way I'm in Portugal for the semifinal. Hey Mario, those tickets must have been expensive though, right? Like, I mean, now you got the whole family. How much were they?
God on you, buddy. It was just under $5,000.
Mario again. How much were they?
I'll tell you. Let me tell you.
Over $1.2 trillion
Buddy, that's how real it is. You said how much. I PTSD kicked in on my wallet. Actually, you know what? This is the correct figure.
Over $1,200 billion.
That is exactly what went through my mind right there. As soon as you said how much they were, that like, oh fuck, it doesn't count the rental car.
That's credit card. That's credit card status right there.
Yeah, I got points. Now.
Wait, Fab, this is the comment of the show. The comment of the show. Oh my God, Fab's working the night shift and he pulls one of these out of the back pocket. That's unreal.
Oh man, no, we're gonna.
I didn't know the old man could still talk real words.
Like, how many times if he can beat you?
Fucking VAR. I'm like, he's speaking English. It's the only time I can understand this fucking guy. He thinks he's speaking English now. Fucking VAR.
I forgot he's Portuguese. He's so senile.
Yeah, that's this fucking guy. Think I give a shit because he's old? You think I care because he's old? I don't give a fuck because he's old. Who gives a shit? I know old people.
You guys think No, I'm not Riku anymore, man. All the money's gone. Please.
I'd kick his ass down the stairs if I could. I'll tell you that right now. You guys want to do shooties?
Yeah, let's do it.
Play?
Let's do it. I'll bring it up.
Let's get this going. You got it here?
Here we go.
I got the banner.
All right, man. Clear. What's melodic?
It's raining. He said he's made it.
I was dying at that too. I was like, I don't know.
I don't want to go put that on there. I just want him to know I saw that shit and I laughed. Goddamn.
I'm not gonna lie, real quick. This has been one of my favorite shows.
You a cold piece, Raymond.
I know it's been a while, but like the chat's been crazy.
It's been funny, man. You guys have been bumping. It's been a full chat, full people. It's good, man. We got a lot to celebrate. 5-0, a 7-1 kind of.
Who wants to start? Well, let me start it because
you go, man.
I'll go all three real quick. I don't have a Shuri's per se. I have a Shuri's moment.
Over $1,200 billion.
Yeah, that's how much I think that Florentino Luis cost himself with that fucking miss today.
Well done.
Okay, this fucking guy. Look, that was bad. That was so bad.
Just so everyone knows, Tino's my favorite player.
I felt so bad. The kid does one of these. He's just like he was gonna cry.
Get the fuck. I've never been so upset with him. I'm like. Because that would have been the first one right on the goal. Boom, that's it. End early, especially after taking
after João Mario, the offside one.
After João Mario,
exactly. The next shot.
Exactly, Mario. Exactly. Yep. Missing that and then missing, I was fucking furious. I even tweeted. I said, "Bro, that's embarrassing. That was embarrassing." So again, yeah, Shuri's moments because I thought everybody else played really well, and I just want to say something really quick. Y'all need to stop hating on Alexander Ba. Okay, I don't understand. I don't understand where y'all get the nerve. He's wearing a badge and he out there and he runs his ass off. He's not a good defensive player. You tell me one left back, right back that's playing defense nowadays. Tell me who he is. Not Trent Arnold-Alexander.
He's better than Almeida.
Not Cavall. I mean, stop with the hating already. So you could play better. Could you? No, you can't. The kid's out there, and you know what, Lang is a fast guy. All right, he's a fast son of a bitch. All right, you need a fast son of a gun to go with him. I thought Bob played absolutely great today. The assist in the beginning of the match to set up the Mario goal was absolutely beautiful. It was like I said again, a cunt hair offsides. Okay, that's
you
not
gotta
on
name
Bob.
Names, Alex. Who's hating on him?
That's not on Bob. Everybody. I always see the hate for Alexander Boss. Stop it. Stop your bullshit.
You know what I love right now? Melo is so pissed. You could tell he's pissed too because he's squinting his eyes like that. You always get that genuine anger.
Yeah. Because I don't understand. First of all, his name is Alex. I'm backing up any Alex around.
He's in the group chat.
It's a name. It's a name. You shit on my name.
Stop hating on the kid. It's his first fucking year. He's a World Cup player. You don't know shit. All right, stop fucking playing. Stop hating on the kid. Okay, I want to give a Sharice also to everybody that hates on Alexander Bach. Everybody, you get a Sharice. You get a Sharice too. Because the kid plays his fucking ass off, and like SLB says, he's one of us. He scores a banger, and we all love him. The next day, he lets a ball pass. That's bullshit. Just shut the fuck up. I mean, come on, stop it. We're in the knockout stages of the fucking Champions League. We're 8 points ahead, and people just fucking shut up already. All right, they prefer Gilberto. Why?
I like Gilberto. I like both. Gilberto, I think we're lucky right now.
But he don't last 60 minutes. Gilberto, he's out at an hour.
You want to talk about
he's blown his wad.
You want to talk about
he's blown his wad.
Gilberto looks like the bull when they're putting
in the last. Like it. If you want to hate on anybody,
they clip his balls. Hate on one, they clip his balls. They got their. If you want to hate on anybody, you can hate on Odie. Hate on Odie. If you want to hate on somebody, hate on the keeper.
Deflect.
Hey, hate the Rocky Balboa. Somebody called him Rocky Balboa.
You are the father.
I'll be the pappy. Yeah, I'm his pappy. Fucking leave him alone. So ridiculous. I'm his pappy. I'm boss Alex Jr. That's Alexander Jr. That's why. Just stop with this shit. Fuck, man. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I just think it's unwarranted. I just think it's crazy.
I'm not going to lie, Mello.
Yeah, and no one hated on Tarapt. Everyone loved Tarapt. Oh, the streets remember. You know what? Who lives in the streets? Bums. Bums live in the streets. Okay? What the fuck are you talking about?
That's why the streets remember
Bums remember. Yeah, the bums remember. Okay? The streets never forget. The streets, bums live in the streets. Trash is in the streets. Fuck out of here. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. What
was your play of the match?
My play of the match was Gonzalo Ramos. His goal, the first one, the tap for the. It would have been João Mario's. That was amazing. But that Gonzalo Ramos goal, the first one. I've seen somebody tweet it.
Second goal.
The second goal. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That first goal from. Oh, I just meant the first goal from Ramos. That was his first goal, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
That's what a striker does. The touch, the clear, that shit was just beautiful.
You like Gilberto, right? You still like Gilberto.
I like Gilberto. I like him, but I don't understand why y'all don't like Ba. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we could like. I don't understand.
I'm not gonna lie.
Last year, by the way, last year Gilberto was the most hated fucking player. Now all of a sudden, Alexander Ba is.
He was the worst
crazy.
Last year. He was terrible last year.
Yeah. Drink some cranberry juice.
You know what it is? You know who it is? I'll tell you right now. There is a.
It's not that I like him. I'm just not hating on him. No. I'm not gonna go out of my way to hate on the kid.
I know who these people are. I know these people. They're these Almeida lovers that no one can replace Almeida. That's why they hated Gilberto last year. Now it's Ba. If it ain't Almeida, it's nobody.
Almeida's got the bots working for him. He's
got like a little Russian bot farm somewhere right now.
Mad, for the record, I'm not mad. I just don't like it. Like, stop. Like, you guys are just put your fucking your commentary lenses away. Like, everyone's sitting watching the game with a pen and paper. It's ridiculous. Like, oh, he fucked up there. He fucked up there. Like, no, like remember when Jake did the Enzo? Yeah, remember when Jake did the Enzo fucking the mistake thread? Classic, by the way.
That was funny. That shit was funny.
That was hella funny. But that's what we do to him.
Josh is
every
so
fucking
funny.
Match. It's fucking ridiculous.
Hey,
I'm just saying, he's not my favorite player. It's just. And my player of the match was Gonzalo Ramos. So much so that even Rafa gave him
the ball.
I
thought that was cool.
Gave him that try. I thought that was class. And real quick, this team is they're so tight knit. They play for each other. There was a goal that Fred? Was it Fred? Who was a play that I think it was Fred. Fred could have shot the ball. He was right there. He probably could have scored.
It was Gonzalo's second goal. It was
second goal. Fred probably could have scored, but he gives it up to the striker, to Gonzalo Ramos, and he puts it away. Like, this team is so tight. It's so wonderful to see. I'm so fucking proud. I'm so proud of this team. This club it's so the time that I've had with this club, like over the last decade, has been fun to me. Yes, we haven't done anything in the last 5 years, but Jesus Christ, this little club, bro. Like I was telling my girlfriend, like you didn't even know who this team was. You know what I mean? And now we're on the news and they buy our players and we're winning Champions League games. And I just feel so fucking lucky to call myself a real Benfica fan. Like I am a Benfica fan. That's who I care about, that I've shed tears, like real tears. Like I'm just so fucking proud of this fucking team. And I'm so proud of all the fans.
We deserve it. We deserve it.
We do, man, because we're so passionate. We're so fucking passionate. Portuguese, I'm sure that there's not a lot going on in Portugal.
Hey,
Rolling Loud. They got Rolling Loud and Benfica in Portugal right now. Okay, that's the only things that they have to look forward to. Okay.
Hey, Mel, you know what I'm gonna say real quick?
I'm so proud, man.
This is just a thought that just popped up in me. I think of, and I could be wrong here, but I look at Mario's background right now, and I think of how many Benfiquistas have similar backgrounds. You think of how many fans of other clubs, like especially all these City, Chelsea, how many fans have backgrounds like that? Maybe a couple kids.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
no. I seriously, I think about that. I look at that right now.
I like it.
Like,
nice.
and today's a good view.
I actually got
all the other clubs.
I got more scarves put up.
Yeah, well, because you have all the other clubs. When we look at the other view,
no,
right
I got more. I got more. I got like another.
Really?
I got more to put up because I keep getting more. So I'm like,
and
yeah, I got like this trip in May. I'm going to collect a few more.
People just send them scarves from all over the world.
But like anyway, this club's massive. Not to digress, because I know we're kind of running longer than we planned to. But do you want to go ahead, Mario, with your picks?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna say.
Wait, hold on. Did you pick a player, Mello? You're at
Ramos.
Ramos.
Okay, what's Ramos? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And real quick,
I missed that. I wasn't sure if it was
Grimaldo played his ass off too. Just a quick shout to Grimaldo. He played his ass off. This team goes as Grimaldo goes. He's so involved in everything. He's so great. We need to extend his contract. We need him to stay at Benfica. We need him to stay at Benfica. He's a Benfica player. Just like earlier we was talking about Fred. He's Benfica. And I think Grimaldo I think he's the type of player who brings a lot of confidence to fans and says, you know what, we're good here. We're good there. And go ahead. The Alexes. Alexes are I'm representing for the Alexes today. Okay, God damn it.
It's funny. Melo pretty much stole every fucking thing from me, which pissed me off actually. Like my attitude. You did. I had Shudis moment with Florentino, but it was such a great game because there were such few Shudis moments. That one I'm keeping the same. Florentino, good game overall. You had a bad moment. But there's so many great moments that I'm going to switch up my play of the match then. My play of the match then is going to go to Neres' goal. And the reason we love Ba, we love it. But the reason why Neres' goal, if you actually rewatch that play, it's a quick ball from the back, from the defense, to just a rocket to the wing, cuts in. Rafa cuts in this beautiful play to Neves. It passes to Neres. Neres scores. And the kid getting the assist. If you watch less the goal, but you watch the kid, and he runs to net, he loses his fucking mind that he just got an assist in the Champions League. He's a young Benfiquista. It was an amazing moment. This kid is losing his mind. Fuck. You know how many times I'm gonna end up seeing this fucking hashtag Aba?
Over $1.2 trillion.
I just tweeted it.
Baller, bro. Fucking Jesus.
Play of the match, Rams.
SL Ba. I'm fucking dead. Shit.
That's a good.
Glorioso.
I love that. Oh my god, that is good. That is good. It's such a fucking. It's right in front of you. Also, it's so simple.
Yeah, it's fucking there.
It's there, and you see it. You're like, holy shit. All right, Joe, you take it away.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead real quick and just give my honorary player of the match to the chat. Right there, D, João, Nick, the usual crew, Jake, Nelson too before. But like honestly, I'm not gonna lie. We love all our fans the same, right? Everyone in the chat, we love you guys. João, I mean, I know it's hard to sleep today because we're happy they won, but this guy João, he takes the cake.
He woke up early.
3:30, yeah.
And he's been on
Fabs too.
fucking fire. And he's been on
And
fire
Fabs
in the
too.
chat.
Exactly. This is a good one too from Jake. I missed that one real quick, but yeah, my play of the match is going to be the first goal. It started. I think the whole play was beautiful. I mean, even if you go back and you look at where Rafa and Gonçalo were on the start of that play, and even when Gonçalo started dribbling, I got nervous because I'm like, this guy Gonçalo, he's not going to take on the only defender. It's him, a defender, and the goal. That's all he has between him and the goal is the defender, and this guy's not going to take him on. And he proved me wrong. he proved me wrong. He was unreal, and on
cheeky
that
little
note,
fucking try too. I was really impressed. Joe he was watching the goal, like he was know where the goalkeeper was. You know what I mean? Like
he was
it
smart.
wasn't just him trying. He was so smart. Damn,
And that goalie was bad. I mean, that goalie looked bad today. I don't know if we were just putting the ball in the right place every time, but anyway,
first half he had some killer saves.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
That's fair.
Even off the line.
The defender off the line.
The defender cleared off the line. Yeah, the defender cleared off the line.
Yeah, that's why I was
actually. We didn't talk about this.
I called him a bad name.
The defender got off the line and tapped it. He tapped the ball to the keeper and he picked it up. And the ref didn't call that.
Yeah, that was another one. Yeah.
Oh, just shoes. The ref didn't call that. Again, it was 0-0 at time.
Like, how did not ball that ball not go in?
I started getting Maluk.
But yeah, so I'm gonna give on that note, I'm gonna give my man of the match to Gonçalo. I thought he was unreal. And I'm not one of these Benfica stations that's always giving him praise too. I'm pretty critical of Gonçalo actually. I love the kid. I love all the Seychelles boys, but like at the same time, I think he's really grown. And I think if he leaves, this summer for 120 mil, I think he actually
over $1.2 trillion.
Right. Like anyway, if he leaves for whatever amount of money, then it is what it is. I just hope he makes 100 games for Benfica and hopefully he stays for another year. But whatever. My choice of the match. I'm gonna give it to Florentino as well for that loss, and I'm gonna give it not only for the miss. Right, I think he was good in other aspects. I think honestly, Frederick probably had the worst overall game. But if you guys go back and look, that Florentino miss happened before the Otamendi yellow card. Otamendi's out for next match now, as we all know. Yeah. If Florentino scores in a different world, right? Because João Martins offsides, whatever. We're not going to go into hypotheticals, right? But in this case, just missing when it's all on us, right? If Florentino scores there. Maybe Otamendi's like, we'll let these guys get one good shot. We're already up 3, and maybe he doesn't get that yellow card.
A goal in like 3
years.
Ripple
effect.
Right?
He hasn't.
He hasn't. His last goal was for Benfica, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And he's been on loan to 3 different clubs since.
And it was like I want to say it was like in maybe even the Champions League. Like it was a poke. His goal. The only goal I ever remember Florentino Luis scoring was like off a corner. The ball falls and he kind of pokes it in, kind of goal like. The guy hasn't scored in 3 years, this fucking guy.
I want to say it was a Tassa match. But anyway, what I was going to say, what was interesting, I know he scored in the Liga, like in the Conquista year, like his first year. But what I was going to say was he actually mentioned in an interview, and I mentioned this on Twitter to someone today, he mentioned that he wanted to work on his finishing and improve his finishing because it's one aspect of his game he hasn't been able to bring to the table. And he's had a couple of rips from outside the box, and I'm like, damn, like Tino, you talk about everyone getting on the scoring. Mario, I think it was you. Everyone on this team scores in the front, or Melo, whoever said it. Like I actually one of the cool things I would love for this Benfica team is to have every one of the starters and most of the bench players score a goal, and we're close. Because like if you actually go back and look, it's not that far off.
All the fullbacks have got it. I think the center backs have got it.
Yeah, in all competitions, everyone's had a goal. I'm pretty sure. Well,
Nacional, that was it. Was that it versus Nacional?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Was
Jesus
it?
Christ. Nacional isn't even in the league anymore.
Well, that was a nothing game. Something.
Hold on, let me fact check this.
Yeah, that was insane. You know how many goals we scored against Nacional?
Over $1.2 trillion.
They cried. That was a 10-0, right? They cried.
That was 10-0. Actually, I loved it so much, but I actually felt it's one of these things where I felt kind of bad, but also kind of like It's like someone beating someone up. You feel bad, but you're also like, hit him again.
Even Giannis, I want to say, even Giannis. I mean, I remember Giannis for even Giannis tweeted about that day. That's how I remember that game so much. They're like, at least my team didn't win 10. Like I think his team lost.
And it's like at least we didn't lose 10-0.
At least we didn't lose 10-0. And I'm like, damn, Giannis, my boy.
He scored. So I just looked it up. It was that game. Just for a little throwback, you guys are gonna love this. First goal was from João. Not Nacional. The game that Florentino actually scored this game, for the Liga, was João Felix in the 37th minute, Samaris in the 43rd, assist from Pizzi. Then we got a goal from Rafa, assist from Jonas, and then we got Florentino unassisted. Only unassisted goal that game too. The GOAT. I wasn't expecting
Hey, just
that.
hearing Jonas's name though made me smile, man. That's God, he's my favorite.
I saw a photo. Who was it? You, Joe, or one of you guys, or someone? A photo of Nuno Gomes with Cardozo.
Yeah.
Oh,
it wasn't me. I think it was Fabs. Honestly, that might have sent it.
Fabs in the
our group
chat. Oh,
yeah.
Fabs, I love you. I love Cardozo.
I see people sometimes saying that he should sign a one-day contract and retire for Benfica.
Cardozo.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
He's gonna retire.
Is it fucked up that the last thing I remember from him is missing that penalty in the Europa? Is that?
Yeah, and fucking like threatening to beat up
and
George
threatening to beat Judge.
Yeah.
That's you missed, bro. You fucking missed. What you mad at him?
No, but JJ did like so many fucked up subs in the ending of that. That's the Calvin goal. It was so much shit that happened at that one. I was like,
and that's not fair. I'm not throwing Cardozo under the bus. I'm just saying that
I'm not gonna lie.
Is just.
We're
not gonna get into this right now, but I think of that Kelvin goal way more than I should. But like honestly, if you think of the way to like in terms of memorable goals, like marking goals, like we always talk about like Mitroglou, right? That goal in Alvalade. But like that Kelvin goal, man, it's like a couple weeks till the end of the season. Like I think it was the second to last week.
We were potentially gonna win the title.
Right. And then but that's like if you draw, which we were tied, then you win the league. But if you lose the league. And he scores it in the 90th minute. And then that stupid that picture of JJ on his knees just.
I'm I'm reliving that entire fucking season. Well, you know what happened before that Porto match? Benfica versus Estoril. And
oh my God.
Because we were ahead and it was supposed to be an easy match, and we had Europa and we had the Porto, Jorge Jesus rotated, which he never did. He played Carlos Martins, which had not played a game in ages. The guy got a fucking flying kick to someone, got a red card. We lost the fucking Estoril. Put us in the situation against Port. Then he did some wonky subs at the end of Port. Calvin happened, and it's just I look at Cardozo, and Cardozo probably saw the Estoril, saw the Port, saw the shenanigans in the final Europa, and he's like, I'm gonna kill this Vayot. He just lost his mind.
Yeah, you know, goal stands out to, and we could do this shit all day, but you know,
stands
out to me was
and you know,
Lindelof. Remember Lindelof?
We started off so good. I started so good.
Lindelof could score free kicks. You remember when he scored that goal against Sporting? Holy shit, what a bang.
That kind of like, for whatever reason, I think of that free kick, Mello, and another completely unrelated, well, kind of related, but then I think of when the celebration from David Luiz in the World Cup in Brazil, when he kicks the corner flag. For whatever reason, I merged those moments together and pictured Lindelof celebrating like that.
Like that? Lindelof celebrated like a boss in that game. I'll never forget that shit. That was awesome.
But yeah, that's like
real quick, before we head out, look, I think we can all agree that the comment of the show was SL Ba. Like, there's not even fucking close. Right?
I think
I'm not gonna lie.
Close. And let me find him.
Just for the love, won't say three of them in high school. I was thinking to myself when Nick said this, and then immediately it was followed up with this. I wasn't trying to think of when he might have scored, and he just hit three of them in high school. To me, this is my favorite moment. I mean, honestly, there were a million though.
That was fun.
Absolutely.
Raining.
There's a moment I like Carlos Martins, but that goddamn Estoril.
Oh, and the Helder Postiga, Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Helder Postiga. Yeah, that was winning to me, because what a drop! Holy shit, that was some football memory right there. But this SL Ba for me. Shit got me out of my seat, dude. Like that.
We gotta tweet that
shit,
from the
tweeting that shit.
The BA90 account.
We free Salvio and SL Bob, bro.
Yeah, from Nick.
Fuck, we're Jesus
The
Christ.
free
We have
salvia
made
one
some.
killed me too.
We have made
Dude,
some
what a day!
classics.
I'm gonna rewatch this show tomorrow just to.
This is
make
good.
me
This is a good
smile.
show. It was a good show, man. It was. A
I
good
love
show.
it. Love it. So
right.
me and Mario came up because we miss shows, and it's hard, it sucks, and believe me, I feel guilty about it all the time. I'm like, there's somebody out there that really wanted to watch us tonight and just kick it with us. And I don't call nobody fans. We ain't got fans. We're all friends.
Should we,
Right,
should we,
we
should we
should.
throw it
friends.
out to?
You know, see our friends, y'all family. You know what I mean? And we appreciate you guys in here. So we're from now on. If we don't go post match, you can catch us every Wednesday. All right. We don't want to step on nobody's toes. Wednesdays feels like an open day from everybody. So what's going to happen is I ran her over. Come on now. Yeah, that's another one. I ran her over is another hashtag. But from now on, if we don't go live post match, weekend matches are tough. You know what I mean? With kids and shit like that. During the week, we'll do every Wednesday. So from now on, consistently, at least every Wednesday, you'll get a show if you don't get us after the post match. And we'll let you guys know, obviously, hey, we're going live today.
Let's see what the people say. I got a feeling people are going to agree with you. That's right.
Yeah,
I need
man,
a poll.
man.
I need a poll question.
Yeah, I just because
I like the idea.
this. I like the camaraderie. Even if I've been in the show. I've been in the here when there's 6 of us. You know what I'm saying? And it's still cracking. You know, it's still and what we hope is you guys watch it later on. And I know it's not as easy because we're not on podcasts. We're not downloading on podcasts anymore. But like I said, we wanted to have our own lane. That's all. We just wanted to have our own lane, doing our own thing. We're not on podcasts. There are podcasts out there if you want to listen to Benfica podcasts. They all have.
Yeah, they had a show tonight too.
I mean?
Actually, I got to listen to theirs now that I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'll probably listen to theirs after this show. You know what I mean? Like after this, I'll probably put it on and probably get on some FIFA or something like that. But just so you guys
exactly,
know.
yeah, Benfica FM, like Jake's saying, Benfica FM. I mean, that's like my favorite podcast, just because I love listening to the guys and they have so much Benfica knowledge. But in terms of Benfica FM, they go to the games. So like
and
later anyway.
And they live local. That's a big difference. That's huge.
They speak fluent Portuguese, and I'm just my ear ain't my ear just ain't I can't keep picking up that fast way. Yeah, that fast. And my grandma's talking to me, my Vavu's talking to me. That's all good. We can have a conversation. I understand everything you're saying. But if y'all talking and shit all at the same time, it's too much. It sounds like it's
all Alex hears.
It sounds like
over $1 trillion, $200 billion.
Yeah, it sounds like it's in fast forward to me. It's just, oh my God, I can't do it. And then I hear goal every now and then, or Benfica, and I was like, oh, I know what he's talking about. But for me, I wish I could. I just, But they have all their.
Give a hello to the Benfica podcast guys. If you guys hop on that one after this show, because I think
they're live right now.
Man. If they are, say the guys from Benfica after 90 sent you hugs and kisses.
Little
like
XO, little X, big X.
And start the hashtag.
I have random phone calls with Cristiano Oliveira on that show. Like literally, it'll be like every few months we'll just have a conversation by phone. He'll be walking somewhere. He calls me randomly. He's a nice guy, and lots of women I reach out.
That's funny, Mario. Hey, we should. Hey, but if you go over to the other chat, tell them we sent you, and then just no context, just everyone hashtag SLBA.
Yes, let's go on there.
Oh my God,
we got to go on there. That's what we do now.
I'm gonna start it right now. They're gonna be
SLBA. Gore and SLBA the shit out of them because I love them so much. But goddamn, that would be
Benfica.
And then don't tell no. Yeah, that'd be so funny. They're like SLBA. What the fuck's everybody saying? And then they're gonna They're probably criticize, throw them under the bus. But you guys remember what I said.
I just did it. First one, hashtag SLBA. Don't leave me hanging. All right. We'll see you guys later.
All right.
Goodbye.
Remember.
Peace. I got to do the outro here. Wait one second. Where's the outro?
True.
Over $1 trillion, $200 billion. Over $1 trillion, $200 billion.